interesting. I mean, everyone is in this together. This is such a big event for the country that, I mean, we talked about it yesterday a little bit. Like, it brings everyone together in a weird way, right? I mean, you see a comedian with Shaun White, obviously, out in Central Park, and a lot of people joining around. And I know a lot of people meeting their neighbors here as you get that cleanup mode started. All right, let's talk about snow on the ground right now. Totals coming in all over the place. We've got totals for 12 hours, 6 hours, and it's a mess because they're not the whole total thing. So I'm just going to show snow on the ground because a lot of you started with not much. Ashland, Madison coming in with about 1.5 feet. Newton Falls, Thompson checking in at 14 inches. Concord's on there as well. How about Hiram? You picked up about 1 foot yesterday. Alliance as well. Some of the heavier totals coming out of areas of Stark County. We had higher totals in Summit County as well, where you got 10 in Cuyahoga Falls. Lakewood checking in at 11. Mentor, you've got 10 inches of snow on the ground. Obviously, we got some good snow yesterday across Northeast Ohio, and that added up very slowly. It was a marathon pace snow, but we ended up with anywhere from 8 to 14 inches, which was our forecast as of right now. So we're looking good in terms of that. How about snow on the year? We've got 42 inches now in at Hopkins. It is above average. Yes, this is an above average winter, and going from below average the last several winters where we haven't had much of a winter. Yeah, it seems like it's lasting a little bit longer than it should, right? It's still January. Akron near above average as well. Then out in Erie, that tells us how our lake effect machine's doing. It's a right around par here as we get out towards Ashtabula, Lake Geauga County. All right, let's talk weather impact alerts. Where do we go from here? Prolonged dangerous colds in the forecast this week. Just incredible the staying power to this cold that we have. So numbers like 13 here this morning with some snow, those are going to be very typical as we go throughout much of the week. Temps in the teens for the most part. Some single digits outlying locations. Wind is still kind of gusty near the lakeshore. Otherwise, it continues to be rather relaxed here this morning. We didn't have a lot of wind with this winter storm. And as we were talking about yesterday, I mean, that was the difference maker. It wasn't a blizzard, right? If we had gusty wind, it would have been a much different story. It got a little gusty last night. Wind chill values generally just below 0 by a couple ticks. But this cold air, I mean, look at the feels like temperatures all over the Midwest. It's not going anywhere. This trough is going to stay in place. We've got cold weather alerts all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Still a few lingering winter storm warnings. Ours has been allowed to expire, or actually it's been canceled, and we have winter weather advisories, but this Arctic high just continues to settle south, just bringing in all this cold air. The cold air, as you suspect, kicking off some lake effect snow. That's what we're going to deal with today. We've got some pretty decent lake effect snow right now. These are the big old fluffy flakes here in the blue. Look at how it's picked up. Lorain County back towards Cuyahoga County, much of the east side now, down towards Solon, picking up some decent snow. It's going to be a snowy morning, midday into the afternoon out in the snow belt as that snow continues. Not necessarily off of Lake Erie. Lake Erie, 92% frozen. We still do get some lake effect despite the fact it's frozen, but overall the other lakes helping out as well. We get moisture from Huron and Michigan. So National Design Mart hour by hour forecast, pretty good lake effect event as we go throughout the day today. I think we could get maybe 2 to 4, maybe 5 inches of snow before the day is out, where those squalls persist. Outside of that, we'd start to clear up tonight as the winds shift. Tomorrow morning, cold. I know we've seen some graphics that are showing wind chill values minus 25, 30 below. I don't think we're going to get that cold. I think these numbers are a good representation of kind of where we'll start the day tomorrow, as temperatures will be in the single digits. But it's a lot colder tomorrow in terms of the feels like temperature because of this. The wind, it's going to get gusty tomorrow, and we've got snow in the forecast tomorrow. Clipper will move through. I think a couple bursts of snow are possible. One might be the latter half of that morning rush hour, and then more in the afternoon. These are those squalls that we had a couple weeks ago that can do some damage in a hurry. So tomorrow, again, kind of snowy at times. Gusty winds as well, and it's going to be bitterly cold. This system sets up even colder air on Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be one of the coldest days we've had, especially in the morning. How much snow? Our model's saying an inch or two out east, and then we'll add to it Tuesday where we get into some snow outside of that. So we've got a couple more inches of snow on top of this with that cold air sticking around. Long range forecast, once we go through time, that cold air, as I mentioned, just in place over the eastern half of the country, not going anywhere. We'll have to watch this here. Models picking up on a snowstorm, a major snowstorm this next weekend. New York City up and down the eastern seaboard. Overall, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that one. We know how they shift. Union Home Mortgage, 10-day forecasts. We've got all red bars all week, you guys. Weather impact alerts through Friday. It's just going to be so dangerously cold. We're getting used to it. And then Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to keep a close eye on that. As of right now, I don't have snow in the forecast, but a possible snowstorm east of us, again, bears some watching. Wouldn't that be something? And then next week, we do bounce out of this, albeit slowly. We'll be in the 20s Tuesday into much of Wednesday.
I'm ready to bounce out of it, and I hope Saturday and Sunday don't turn red, okay? We don't want Saturday and Sunday to turn red. We have enough.
I'll keep the paint out of the weather
Thank
season.
you very much. Appreciate it, Matt.